I think Jessica Andrade is going to be is Valentina Shevchenko's toughest test to date, especially at flyweight. I just think Valentina could be the best female mixed martial artist in the world, and I just want to see the rubber match, or not even rubber match, because it's 0-2 right now. I just want to see the third fight with Amanda Nunes very badly, or her fighting Zhang Weili. I just think Valentina wins. I don't think anyone at flyweight has anything for her right now.
Another good fight. It's nice to see Valentina fight somebody that's going to give them give her a little bit of promotability and stuff. So I'm going to say Valentina gets it done, kind of keeps, with her technical striking, maybe in a similar fashion to Joanna, how she beat Jessica Andrade. So I'm going to say Valentina by decision.
So for Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade, I actually think this fight is happening a little bit early, to be honest. I would have rather have seen Andrade get another fight before this fight. And the reason I think that is because I think Valentina Shevchenko will probably win, and there aren't many challengers left for her after Andrade. I think Shevchenko will just be too good on the feet. Her combinations, her elbows, her clinch work is just too good. And I think Andrade has a chance with her bulldozing style, pushing her against the cage or landing big hooks as she comes in. And she will put on a better fight than almost anyone, I think, in that division. But I think strategically, Shevchenko is just too good. Technically, tactically, I think it'll be a 5-round win here for Valentina Shevchenko.
I really love this fight. I think Jessica Andrade is definitely going to test the chin of Valentina Shevchenko. Andrade is one of the few women in all divisions to go out there and actually, get some knockouts. You saw that knockout win over Karolina Kowalkiewicz a few years ago. You just don't see a lot of women with power like that. So that's definitely an intriguing factor in the fight. But you're fighting one of the best fighters, not just in the women's divisions, but in general in Valentina Shevchenko. I don't think Andrade is going to have much success. Valentina going to have a height and reach advantage in this one. She'll be able to utilize that. And even if Andrade lands one of those power shots, I think Valentina survives and picks up a decision in this one. I think this might be the toughest test for Valentina since she fought Amanda Nunes, but I do see Valentina Shevchenko going out there and getting a decision victory.
Let me start by saying that Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade is the fight we've been waiting for at women's flyweight. Finally, what we can perceive even from the onset as a real challenge for the Bullet. Jessica Andrade, huge power puncher, looked great against Caitlin Chukagian, and of course the former UFC women's strawweight champion. All that being said, I mean, come on, Valentina Shevchenko just a smidge behind Amanda Nunes in the women's GOAT conversation. You can't do anything but pick Shevchenko. She is one of the greatest of all time, but I am really looking forward to this fight.
Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade. This is probably the toughest challenge that Shevchenko is going to face at 125. Andrade clearly has tons of power. She's someone that was able to put people out at 135. We saw it in action at 115, and we can safely say she can get it done at 125 as well. Being the toughest challenge for Valentina Shevchenko doesn't necessarily mean you win, and I think Shevchenko is going to retain her belt. While Andrade is quite the bull, Shevchenko is the ultimate matador, and I think she'll be able to control this from bell to bell. And quite frankly, I think a lot of people are putting too much stock into what happened against Jennifer Maia. No one was really counting on Maia to get it done, including Shevchenko, I'd presume. So there was... it wasn't that same level of urgency. I think an opponent like Andrade brings the urgency out of everyone because she does have that one-shot kill power. So that's going to keep her on her toes. I think Shevchenko is going to style on Andrade.
Zhang Weili versus Rose Namajunas. Oh, man. It feels like forever since that Joanna versus Weili matchup. Over a year now. Should not have been this long to finally see Weili back in the octagon and against somebody like Rose. This is a fantastic matchup. I think that they have some very equal traits to them. The speed with their strikes, two of the fastest out there, and especially in their division. Very accurate, just fantastic technique that they possess. But overall, man, two of the fighters with the best killer instinct, I think, in the division, and that is shown, and that is a big reason why they are in the spots that they are. Former champ and the current champ, so big deal there. And I don't know, I think the great equalizer here is going to be the fact that Weili things are very equal between them, especially in the striking. As I mentioned, the speed, but the power is going to be a big difference for Weili, and the fact that, they're both very durable. Some may say that Rose has proven to be more durable, but you got to think that's an accumulation of damage she's taken over the course of her career, in particular with both of those Jessica Andrade fights. So yes, Weili did take a lot of damage against Joanna, but she came out on top, was always in it, was never visibly hurt, as was Joanna in that one. So I think that if anybody has taken more damage throughout their career so far, it has been Rose, and that might finally lead to something in this one. And the ground game has been a big point of contention too for a lot of people in this one. But if you look at Weili's career prior to the UFC, which I understand that, a lot of people might not have known about her before getting here, she has utilized her fantastic grappling skills in a lot of her career up until this point. She just hasn't needed to in the UFC because she is such a great striker. And even in the performances that we have seen her grappling, she has looked very, very good. Tisha Torres and then Jessica Aguilar, which, yes, it was a more over-the-hill Jessica Aguilar. But to do that to her, incredibly impressive. And we know what Rose is capable on the ground. And will she take it there? I don't think that she will. If somebody is to take it there, I think it would actually be Weili and maybe surprise people by doing that early on in the fight. But overall, I expect this to take place on the feet. And if anybody's going to do more damage, I think that the speed will be equal, but Weili's power will be a big difference maker. And in the end, she's going to crack Rose's chin and find a late TKO. I'm going to say 5th round for the champ, and still.
Really happy for Jessica Andrade that she got this shot. She's got that one-shot power that people love. It's why they want to see her get a title shot at 125 pounds. But we've seen this before with Joanna and Jessica Andrade. I think a technical striker can figure her out, can diffuse her, and we've seen Valentina fight heavier hitters. She's fought Amanda Nunes twice and did not get clipped or rocked in either of those fights. So Andrade dangerous, sure. Nothing Shevchenko hasn't seen before. She retains by decision.
Can you really bet against Valentina at this point? I don't think so. She's dominated pretty much everyone in the UFC, especially at 125. Andrade, I still think, is a little bit undersized for this division. I know she looked really good against Sheehan, but Valentina is just a different beast. I expect Valentina to win this fight again. The question is, does she finish or does she get a decision over a very tough and durable Andrade? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards a finish because I think that, these girls are going to bang it out. It's going to be a good fight, Shaq, but got to go with Valentina.
Valentina. I would say Valentina. Jessica Andrade always has that knockout power that everyone is afraid of, and they should be. But Valentina is just such a dominant champion. I find it hard to believe she puts herself in a position to be caught by Jessica. So I think Valentina should get that one done as well.
Shevchenko versus Andrade. I think Valentina's going to outpoint her. I think she's just going to use her kicks, keep her at distance. And yeah, she's going to win by unanimous decision, 100%.
Do you know what? While a lot of people just automatically pick Shevchenko, I think Andrade is a live dog in this fight. I actually do. I think her power, her explosiveness, and her sort of effort attitude just to get in there and trade the shots, I think that's almost what you need at this point against Valentina Shevchenko. You need someone who understands they're up against it and just throws caution to the wind and just goes for it. I thought her performance against Rose Namajunas last time out was very, very good without the freak slam. It's a fight I'm excited for. I will pick Valentina because, again, I think she has more weapons in more areas than Jessica. But, man, in terms of finding opponents to interest you when it comes to Shevchenko, this is the one.
I mean, you can't bet against Valentina Shevchenko. Like, I wouldn't pick any single girl at flyweight to beat Valentina Shevchenko. I think you could throw Valentina Shevchenko 3 fights in a row on the same night, and I'd pick her in all 3.
Fight